Looks. Hey, it's me, looking all really bright and washed out. I'm going to start rethinking some lighting for this. This bit of hair is sticking way out. I got it cut, and they did a nice job when they cut it. Um, but as it grows in, it just starts sticking everywhere. Joys of growing old. Hi, how y'all doing? Um, what have we got going here? Just keeping an eye on things on my little side monitor. Who's here? Hi, Cheers Terry. How you doing? Yeah, thank you. Hit the like button. There's no one else watching, but yes, if someone else pops in, please hit like and subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm not even sure what I'm doing tonight. Once again, I'm starting like 9 hours late, and I was planning to do something this afternoon. I had to go out and do something really quick. Came back and I wanted to eat something first, and just sort of things kind of escalated. I am working on a video. I shot it October 1st, and it ended up being far more complicated than I expected it to because I wanted to look and sound properly, and I think I got carried away with it. It was probably larger than I expected to be, a bit more grandiose than I expected to be. I thought it was going to be something really simple, and as I started to add B-roll, it just sort of kept going from there. It's like 15 minutes long. I should edit it down more than that, but I'm not going to. I'm done with it now. So I just need to export it and then upload it. I will then have it premiere on Monday. Apparently when you upload videos, it's good to let them sit in private for a day, apparently because that is good for the algorithm, and then when it does come out, YouTube will feed it to the right audiences, apparently is how the whole new thing works. I'm hoping I'm sounding okay. I bought a new mic recently. I bought these little newer mics, and you can see I've added a little what they call the dead cat, or in this case I think it's a dead mouse. It's a fuzzy thing that just goes on top, because I had been using this for the longest time, which wasn't bad. It was all right, but I found that it was too much reverberation. So I picked up the set of these. They're newer brands. They're really nice and they work really well. But then I found it sounded like the damn thing was in my throat. So I don't know. I had it attached, and it was just to the T's, and like your T's and S's were too strong. So I'm putting this on it today. And I'm going to see how this works. Right. And so Terry says all is well. I'm glad you're doing well. I've been trying to keep busy as best I can. Well, no, I've certainly been busy. That's for sure. I wrote everything down, and I know I've even forgotten some things here to write down, but it's just so I didn't really forget what I wanted to say. I'm going to be spending some time rethinking my channel a bit. I'm still doing art. That's still going to be a thing. I just feel like I need more structure to it. I've been spending a lot of time kind of listening to a lot of YouTube gurus, which I know wasn't always the smartest thing, but I do find there's been a lot of, as I listen to about 5 or 6 of them while I'm at work, I'll put in my earphones, and as I push the auto scrubber around, I listen to them, listen to all these listen to them talk. And I'm finding that there was a few consistent things, pieces of advice that were starting to be consistent between them. And so I felt like these were kind of important things as I see people, as I use examples, I've seen other people put these examples to use and are producing better channels. I think there must be something to this. I don't know much about the algorithm. People love to talk about that, and I don't know the first thing about it. But I do know I need to start putting into practice things that work, because right now it's all over the place. I'm not producing any pre-recorded videos that I'm uploading. That's not happening. My lives are just kind of inconsistent. This isn't that. So I need to spend a bit of time sitting down and going, okay, let's stop. Let's stop trying to drive forward. I need to spend a bit of time rethinking. As long as I'm left alone to spend that time rethinking, which is my other problem, is I tend to run into roadblocks. I don't know how many times I have tried to lay out a weekly plan. I have bought calendars. I have laid out sheets of paper. I got GoodNotes for my iPad, which I didn't really need, but now I have the damn thing. Because I could have just used Apple Notes, really, but I have it anyways. I think I liked it because I like the calendars that you can add into it, that you can actually write into, and they're like, what do you call them? Not diaries, but your planners. You can buy these nice planner pages that can go in, and anyways, I don't know how many times I've actually started to lay out a plan and say, okay, I'm going to do live on this night and on this day. So I want a pre-recorded video updated here. So I need to shoot on this day, edit on this day, and get it out on this day. And you know what? You can never stick to it. I can never stick to it. Not without trying. It's just, and this is where I'm the broken record again for like 2 minutes. You get called into work. People kind of show up. It's the same thing, right? You get a bug infection in your house, and then I have to spend 3 days out of the house, and then this happens, and this happens, and it's just like shit that falls out of the sky. You have no control over, just completely balls you over, and it's things that you can't push through. It's just impossible. You can't do it. And then whatever plan that I have laid out is gone. And it's just like every week it's consistently like that. Like just crap will happen. It's just like fate decides it wants to laugh in your face, and it will do something in order to throw that. So I don't know. I've been debating starting it again, and I might do that. I'll see. It's just now that this has happened for like years consistently, because this will happen for like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, I give up. Throw the shoes. I'm just going to wing it, because you can't lay anything out. It was impossible to do it. And then I would try it again, and then hell, it would happen again. So I don't know why I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm going to try it again, and we'll see what happens. But I'm kind of tired of the roadblocks and but anyways, the big 2 nights that I want to do lives is Wednesday and Saturday. Even Saturdays, I wanted Saturday afternoon, and I can only do afternoons if everything is ready to go. And the problem is I work Thursdays and Friday nights. So I literally have to plan my Saturday somewhere on Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure it's all ready to go and have it set ready to go, so that when I come and do Saturday, I can just do it. Because I had this whole big thing ready, right? But so, and as well, I want to try and start with getting 1 video up a week, if possible. So a pre-recorded video. So like a normal YouTube uploaded video plus 2 lives. We'll see what we can do from there. But I swear, if things start hitting the fan, I'm borderline about to quit my job. I'm going to have a talk with the boss about this. I am like right on the edge of this, or telling her at the very least I can't accept any more hours. But it's going to hurt me financially. That's the only thing. It's going to really hurt me financially. So unless I can turn this, but the whole point of doing this was to hopefully start making some extra money with this channel, and it should have by now. It should have, right? But I had to move at the beginning of the year. We were rent evicted, right? And then before that, we had insect invasion, and there was always something happening. How is this sounding? I'm hoping this is sounding okay. Anyways, we have how many viewers we got? We still have a couple, I think. What was the other thing I wanted to go over? Oh, that was the other thing. So I'm slowly building subscribers. I'm almost at 200 and I'm at a little over 230 subscribers. I'm hoping to hold on to those and build up from there, which is why I need to get producing content. So I'm still yet far from reaching the 500 mark. I'm almost halfway there. So hey, Zach, how you doing? Get that paper. That paper. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit of a blank. I'm trying to. I have a really bad memory. My memory has been so bad lately. It really is. Um, been awful. But you talking about like a planner? I might still try and do that. I lost my train of thought there. That's okay. Let me just back up a bit. Oh yeah, the how you doing, Zach? Kind of surprised to see you, but it's nice to see you on here. I'm just doing a little chat, and I might do some drawing in a bit. I didn't really have a formal plan except to just kind of talk a bit about the fact that I need to rethink my channel quite a bit. Um, I'm at a little over 230 subscribers. YouTube has two what do you call it? Two tiers of monetization. One is at 500 subscribers, and the other is at 1,000. 1,000 is the big one everybody wants because they think they're going to get rich on whatever your ads, which don't really make that much. But at 500, you can at least start getting some rewards things. And one of them, sorry, I'm thinking ahead of myself, trying to speak faster than I'm actually thinking. I know there's a few extra bells and whistles and a few little ways you can monetize at 500. I think one of them is you can put items you're selling on your page, and one of them is you can actually start. That was the word. I was trying to remember what it was called. Super chats. Thank you. You can start getting super chats, but here's the catch on that. I think YouTube takes something like over 50%. I think they take like 60 to 70% on it. So if you donate like $5, they take a big chunk of that, right? Which sucks. Now I have a subscription with Talk Studio Streamlabs, right? And I'm using Talk Studio here at the moment. Which is, why isn't the ticker showing up? That reminds me. I had, that's annoying. Oh, there it is. All right. There we are. It's awful, isn't it? It really, really is. Now, Streamlabs actually has their own, and I can add a tip box, I think, which pops up, I think, over here, and so I recommend that if people want to, it's better to go through Streamlabs. It's a nice feature that Streamlabs has, is their own tip box. The only thing is you'd have to when you click on it, it opens up into Streamlabs. You'd have to put in like your banking information or whatever it is. I think they connected with PayPal. You can do it through PayPal if you want to use that. But that's where it goes into. That's where it gets sent to me, is through my PayPal. But they do have that, and you get the majority of it. I think they only take a small. I think they take like 10%. They don't take the whole thing. It's a really small amount that they take, which is nice. So if somebody sends like $5, you'll get at least $4 to $4.50 of that, right? Which is nice. So I'm thinking, I don't know, is it too early? I only get about 3 or 4 people watching. Maybe if I started my streams earlier, I might actually get more people in here. And I'm not posting often enough to start building up the people yet. So I'm thinking if I do it, that I don't know, that might look, I don't know. I feel like it's too early. Like I don't have the people yet to do that. but I don't know. I'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll try it, and if what's the word I'm looking for? Like a grifter? I don't know. It's just, I'm not expecting people to, but every little bit can kind of help me out a bit with this, and it goes back into whatever I'm doing for the channel. So I might try that. What else did I write? I wrote everything down, and I feel like I think I've gone through everything. Um, Tuesdays or sorry, Wednesdays and Saturdays, I'm hoping to do my lives. Oh, the on Wednesdays I want to start back up Art Block. If you're familiar with my channel, for the longest time, for the last couple of years, um, on Wednesdays was sort of a little art chat. I'm inspired by some other channels that have a live stream once a week where they talk with other artists, whether it's in comic books or whatever, and they would interview maybe a guest. And I used to do this with my friend out west, Enrique, who has 101 Easy Things to Draw. I think he's also under Sketch Monster, I think on Instagram. And so he's been busy lately, and I did talk to him about doing it, and he was like, "Yeah, just let me know." Um, so yeah, I we'll see. We'll see what happens. My hope is like he could only do it once every 2 to 3 weeks, and I thought, well, I'd like to do that weekly. So on weeks that he can't be there, I'm going to start talking with some other artists, some other artist friends, artists, and maybe also some photographers as well, and just talk about creativity. Oh, I just heard the buzzer. I had stuff on the dryer going. The buzzer just went off. It'll be fine. I can leave that for now. So I'm thinking of doing that on Wednesdays, and then of course the Saturday show. And it was like I woke up this morning and thinking I had to go to work, still thinking it was Friday again, and forgot. And then I realized, oh my God, it's Saturday, and then completely forgot that I do a Saturday stream, and I had all these things I needed to do today, and I lost track of time. What am I doing? Wait, I'm supposed to do a live. So I was going to not do it, and I thought, no, I really try and should, just so that I can keep this going. I needed to make it a thing and be a little more consistent and self-motivating, I guess is the word. It's not the word I was looking for, and I can't think it. Just start posting daily. So I was looking at that. This is part of my rethinking of the channel that I need to do. And I talked a little bit earlier about trying to schedule things, and it always, every time I write things down and try to follow a schedule, something friggin' comes out of the sky and crashes like a piano on my head, and and just wrecks the whole thing. I've tried several times laying out a schedule, can never do it. I get called into work. Something happens to the apartment. I get just at big things, not even like little things that you could work around. It's just like massive things that just stop you dead in your tracks that you can't work around, right? And it just seems to be every time I do that. So at a point that I gave up and threw everything in the air and just went, you know what? I'm just going to wing it because I have no control over this. It's just, I'm dreading. They extended my shift in the mornings from 8 a.m. to a midnight start. Oh God, 8 a.m. to midnight. It sounds like a long shift. Is it a 12-hour shift? That's just, yeah, I'll bet. That's exhausting. That's just exhausting to read it. I used to work in security, and sorry, my British is coming out again. I used to work in security, and it was awful. You do 5 nights of 8 hours, then you do a weekend of 2 12-hour shifts. So you work a full 7 days, and then you get 3 or 4 days alternately. And I couldn't do it anymore. It was, and then you'd switch between evening shifts and overnight, and it wrecked my system. Absolutely wrecked my system. This was years ago, and I never really kind of recovered. I can't do security. I hate it. I don't know why I stuck it out for as long as I did, it was supposed to be a short-term job, and I lost my friggin' mind. I never do it. I never should have done it to begin with, right? I needed money. Isn't it? This is not human. This is not, should be, some people can do it. I have a friend of mine who, it helps with the bills. Yeah, I know. How do you do that and do content? Oh, to be young again. God, I could never do it. I'm barely getting through 6-hour shift now, let alone 12. We shouldn't do. There's a saying I heard somebody actually the other day who talks about doing content about getting out of the 9 to 5 grind and trying to starting your own business and your own job and working for yourself. I mean, he says in that time to build up to that, you do have to kind of work for a while to try and save money. He says, but the truth is, you don't, in that period. I mean, just think about the fact that you don't need a job, you need money. Right, that's what it comes down to. You're just doing this to survive until you can build things up enough that you can support yourself. And it's kind of my goal. Is I'm getting older and I'm closing in towards 60. I need. I can't do. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have some sort of retirement party for, like, I'm working at the YMCA right now part time. I don't. When I'm done, I just want to say, hey, I'm earning enough separately on my own. I don't need this anymore. And that's kind of what I want to work towards. But when they keep calling you in to cover people who are conveniently sick or can't show up for their own damn shift, and now I have to call in, and it's going to reach a point that I'm going to have to tell my boss, I can't do that anymore. When you put in the schedule on the board, it's like it's carved in stone, and my time is like pouring water into a fish tank around a rock formation. You have that shift carved in stone, and my free time fills up around that. So if you need something else in there, I can't do it. That's, my time has already filled all this up. It's just not, I don't sit around in my apartment waiting for the fucking phone to ring. I have things to do. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for the next little while. I have to work my ass off. I have to get off my ass and start doing shit and making some things happen. And that's why I need to yeah, and you shouldn't. I mean, here's the problem. If you're full time, I always said full-time people actually have a little bit better time management than part-time people. And it's not because you get lazy with part-time. That's not at all. It's that when you're full-time, you have your shift. Those are full shifts, 40 hours a week, right? Or plus, whatever it might be. But and I know here by law, you can't go over that. Once you're set, except under certain circumstances, you can't go over that. So once they give you your shift, you do it. And you have your schedule. You get up, you go to work, you come home, you have dinner, spend time with your family, kids, whatever you might have, and then you have that maybe a couple of hours in the evening you can set it on one side for your YouTube or your own job, whatever it is that you're doing, and that you can keep to that pattern. When you're part-time, your shifts are all over. You're not necessarily on whether you're day or evenings, depending on the hours of the company. And I find I get hit with either being asked a lot to come in and cover extra shifts because you're only working part-time, or friends kind of call and don't understand your schedule and don't realize and say, hey, I'm coming over to visit. Let's go out and we'll go do shit. And that turns into an awkward situation. So I find that your time ends up your free time doesn't end up being your own anymore. And it's hard to juggle that, especially when you're trying to keep a consistent schedule for yourself and say, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and try and fit it around your part-time schedule. And it's difficult to do, and it's chaotic. It's absolutely chaotic. And it throws me off most of the time. So like right now, there's one of my coworkers is in the hospital. He's having major surgery done. He's not a young guy. He's in his early 60s. And they offered me for the covered days. He normally works days, but they wanted also me to keep my evening shifts. And I says, I can't come in and do a 9 o'clock shift, start at 9 a.m. for 3 days when I have to be up at 7, get ready, then come into work. They're 3 8-hour shifts. And then all of a sudden the day after, I'm going to be doing 6 to 12:30, a closing shift. I says, I can't. That throws my system way off. I can't do that. So I says, so they got somebody else to do the day shifts, and I'm covering that other person who's covering that shift, who is normally does nights. So it's a bloody mess, and I hate it. I hate doing this. Part of it is just simply, I work for the YMCA. I know I shouldn't be doxing myself here, but I don't care anymore. I'm tired. But they're cheap. To put it mildly, they're cheap. They pay us minimum wage. I clean up after people in change rooms and bathrooms for minimum wage, and it's ridiculous. And they give you these tiny little incremental raises. See, in Ontario, every October we get minimum wage goes up. So what they do is that around July, like, oh, we're giving you this 40-cent an hour raise, right? In July. So for 3 months you get that, because in October, minimum wage goes up 40 cents. So I've been there 5 years. If somebody comes in the door, we're both making the same amount of money now. We're both making minimum wage. And they say, oh, look, we gave you raises though every year. I'm like, please stop. Just stop. Don't pull that crap on me. We're not stupid, right? So this is really making me rethink everything. You know, even just talking about this, putting this out verbally, is making me rethink. We're having a staff meeting on Wednesday. I need to talk to the boss about this. I don't know. The problem is you have to keep paying rent, right? That's otherwise in 3 months I'll be on the street if I don't do this. I'd have enough to last me for 3 months if I stop working. So yeah, I have to do that, but I need to kind of, I don't know. I'm looking for other jobs. The problem is you look for other jobs, it's all the same thing. Whether it's the library is hiring, it would be this exact same thing. It'd just be a library. The thrift store, if I don't think they'd let me back, but if I went back to the thrift store, it'd be the same thing. Oh, what am I doing? All right. I need to take a short 2-minute break. Zach, if you're not familiar with this, I do a funny little thing on my channel here. I have commercial breaks. And let me see if I can bring this up again. I've edited together these silly little things that if I need about 2 minutes or so to take a break, and whether it's for washing when I want to grab some stuff for my laundry upstairs. So I just suddenly had everybody drop out. It's showing me as having 0 people watching. Oh my God, am I that boring? Anyways, I'm gonna take a short break, and if anybody comes back, and we'll be right back. There's a little counter on it, and it will count down. Whoops, what have I done here? I'm clicking the wrong thing. Anyways. Hopefully this is the right one. I'm going to check this, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
AIDS may taste like a candy, but AIDS contains one of the most effective appetite suppressants you can buy, and there's no stimulant in AIDS that could make you nervous.
I just wish you'd seen it. High and light and moist.
Stop it, dear. I'm starving.
Look, Betty, you have gonorrhea. You may have given it to somebody else, or somebody may have given it to you. Who gave it to whom doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that if we don't bring the contacts in for examination and treatment, VD will keep right on spreading. So?
All right, I am still here. I've got to actually run another one for a minute. I don't think anyone's watching. You have to apologize. I was getting something very quickly, and I racked my elbow into the corner. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a pain here. You'll have to excuse me. I'm going to throw up another ad. I've got to learn to make a few of these a little bit longer. I'm going to do another one very quickly, and hopefully I'll be back again in just a minute. I'm going to take like a ibuprofen or something now for this, but oh my goodness. All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Sorry about this.
There's too much water in that kettle. And now the lid's on crooked. And that means disaster for this lady. Because she is on a boat. Don't boil a kettle on a boat.
All right, I'm back. Like I said, I ran upstairs and I to grab the laundry. I'm pulling out really fast, and there's a really narrow space, and I just bashed my elbow like right into the corner. So I'm all right. I can still. Actually, that's the other problem I'm running into at work too, is I push an auto scrubber, and I've been having problems with my left straight. I'm right-handed and I draw with my left, but for some reason I've done something. I've pulled something in this part of my arm. I don't know if it's arthritis or what, but it's been in so much pain past 3 days. It's not too bad now. We'll see what happens. It seems to me when I start doing work and I'm cleaning or pushing the auto scrubber, and it starts to flare up and it hurts, and I have to take something for it. So anyways, I'm out of breath. I need to get more exercise. I think that's something else I'm going to start doing too. I'm going to start planning out my week is get a bit more of an exercise regime going. I think I definitely need to I've been eating really bad lately. I've been eating terrible lately. And I've got a big pile of fruits and vegetables right now that I picked up, and I'm going to start making some salads and whatnot, and cleaning. Hey, hello, how are you? Kevin says hello. How are you doing, Kevin? I don't know. I'm thinking. Oh, I picked up. This is something else I've got in mind too that I'm going to add is book reviews, because I've collected a lot of art and animation books over the years. I just, a friend of mine saw this in downtown Toronto and says, would you like this? I says, yeah, pick it up and I'll give you the money for it. Says, as long as it's under $10, and it was exactly $10. I went, fine. But it is by animator Tony White, British animator, who worked with Animators Workbook. And I've got about 3 or 4 really good animation books I want to kind of start flipping through again, because I'm hoping to start doing a little more actual traditional style animation. We're using the computer, of course, but I'm not doing, how do I put this? I'm not doing CGI. I don't know how to do that. Never learned it. It was when I went to school back in the late 80s, early 90s, I started... they were starting a computer animation course, but we thought we knew it wasn't, that it would grow. We didn't expect it to happen as fast as it did, because once I graduated and I started work at Nelvana a little bit, Toy Story came out. You have no idea how that changed the landscape for animators. Just blew everything, bowled everything over like you wouldn't believe. So, but now there has been an influx of people who are interested in traditional style animation. And I thought I have a whole bunch of books here that I've had for years. The only one I'm missing, I'd love to get, without paying an arm and a leg for it, is the Animator Survival Kit. I saw it at a thrift store years ago, and I should have picked it up, and I didn't. If I'd only known actually its value, I would have grabbed it while it was still cheap, and I didn't. You can't get that thing for less than $30 at the very, very cheapest, for $30 on Amazon. But I have the Animator Survival Book. I have the big Disney Illusion of Life, and I have something else called the Animation Book, which is like this. But Illusion of Life is an expensive book. It's out of print. I really think they should reprint it again. I think it should go in again. It's gone through like 2 or 3 reprints. It was I bought it in college, and it got stolen from me around 96, 97. Somebody stole it from me, and I went without it for years. I still had the cover sleeve to it, but the book itself was long gone. I said one day I'd get it again, but it was really expensive. I finally decided to flip the bill and get one on Amazon for like $80. It was a used one, in good condition, like practically mint. And I'm so glad I did that, even though it was expensive. But it was a book I was sorry I didn't replace years before, and I plan to go through it, and I'm going to do book reviews on these. Once I can set up the second camera, I'm going to start doing book reviews on all that as well. So, just finished work. Oh, nice. It is after 12, isn't it? I'm starting way too late again for Saturdays. These Saturday shows have got to start earlier. Friday, the end of the month, Friday the 31st, I will be doing the big Halloween show. I've got to pick up some cheap crap for this. I'm going to decorate the background up a bit, make it all Halloween-y, get some lighting and some fun stuff for that. Once I can get kind of everything together. But I've been saying earlier, I'm going to be rethinking my channel, going through it all over, starting from scratch almost. I'm still keeping up all my previous videos. It's still going to have the same theme. I'm still going to be doing the same thing. It's just I need to approach it all differently and have a little more focus with it, and start being better prepared, and start laying out what I'm going to do. And as I was trying to say earlier, that every time I try to do that, attempted to do that a few times in the past, and shit literally falls out of the sky on my head and throws wrenches into all the works. Every time I would go to the Dollarama, pick up a chart or something like a calendar, one of those big calendar charts, to start writing everything down, and then it would just all go to shit. I could never follow it, could never stick to it. So it's frustrating, but I'm going to try it again. I think that I've sort of covered everything. I don't know. I was going to do some drawing demos again. I don't know. I was thinking earlier about talking about doing perspective. Because every once in a while I like to cover perspective, because I think there's a lot of people out there who actually still don't understand how that works. And it was stuff that I learned in grade school as drawing perspective, and I don't think they really teach it anymore unless you're actually going to college to be an artist, and then they teach it. They don't teach it anymore in schools. It's basic perspective that in thinking in terms of how you're looking at things, you can actually apply to different aspects of your life, even if you're not an artist. And even if you're doodling for fun, it's something you can have fun with. When I had Matt on here, I had him come on here because he has what's the name of the program? I forget the name of it. He has a program on his iPad, and I had the same one on it for both my iPad and my desktop. And so we went through it, showing him how to use it. And there is a perspective tool on how to use 1- and 2-point perspective. So most people don't know how that works. No, I showed him how to use the program with it. It was Sketchbook Pro. That was it. We were using Sketchbook Pro, and it has a built-in perspective tool, which is really handy. It's really handy. It's a bit of a cheat, and I'm going to show you how to do it freehand. And it's very easy to do. I'm going to slide this over onto a different screen. I'm going to open something up. Because I remember, I can't remember who it was. Let me open this up first. Let me open up a program. We'll use Clip Studio because that's the easiest for me to work with. New, we'll do a 16:9 because it fills the screen up pretty good. It's a nice space to work with. And if you have a pencil and paper, feel free to follow along. If not, that's okay. You can watch and listen. How am I sounding? As I drop my mic. Is this sounding all right? I'm wondering. I said at the beginning of the show, I was having some issues with audio. I, for the longest time, was using this, which was all right. It was okay. It just sounded a little echoey, but it was clear. But you could tell there was too much reverberation from the small space. It worked better in my previous apartment because I was in a bigger space and there was less sound bouncing off the walls. So it kind of sounded a little bit better in that space, but not so much here. So I needed something more direct. I was recommended to get one of these wireless mics that I can use on the computer, or I can use on my iPhone, I can use on the camera, you can use it for on anything. And I need the thing started here. 1 second. Need the program started. So does it sound good? So yeah. The Rode was really expensive. I looked at the Rode first because I know they're the best. But Neewer had a similar product on for a lot cheaper. I thought I'll go with the Neewer. I've heard that the sound is actually all right on it. And then I tried it. And as I went, I played back two of the last two streams. And it sounds like the microphone is in my throat. I mean, I know it's clear enough. It just sounds like it just sounds like this. And all your T's and your S's all just sounded overly pronounced. And I know especially when I had it up here, it was just overkill. So when I put on the table, it's a little bit better. And then I've put the little, they call a little dead mouse on it. So I put that on it, and I'm hoping that muffles it a bit. Go from there, right? All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's see what we got. Share screen, entire screen, because that works better. Oh, there we go. And I just need a better arrangement. Put it like that. There we go. All right. Can all see this all right? I'm watching on the side here on my don't need the audio coming through on my iPhone, because I can see your messages come through sooner on my iPhone, and there's about a 20-second delay between so like if you're sending a message, it shows up on the Talk Studio screen about 20 seconds after it shows up in the YouTube, and the YouTube is even delayed after you send it. So it's I don't see your message until 30 seconds or more after you've sent it. And the longer the stream goes, the longer that time frame seems to stretch. So, so I'm going to show you something about perspective, right? And this would work. Perspective. No, I can't spell. We didn't see that. That's better. Excuse me. What I get for leaving these too late. I don't remember who it was, but I remember watching somebody sharing something I don't know if it was on Facebook or on, I forget what it was. I completely misspelled perspective. That's all. I was just like, what the fuck? And I'm saying it as I'm writing it. Oh, okay. Anyways, I saw somebody talking about showing his perspective drawings. And I look at what in the green earth are you doing? I'm going to get rid of the ticker. I don't think I need the ticker now. Right. And I'll show you what he had. And this is a very frustrating thing for me. I'll tell you why. It wasn't it was the response after they got when I told him what he was doing wrong. And I says, I can show you how to fix that really easy. And when I tried to explain it, he was like, I don't understand. Like, either you do understand and you're just being difficult, or you don't want to understand this. Somewhere in the middle. I don't know, because I'll show you. He drew something where he was showing a box and was trying to go, this is me learning perspective. And then he showed a box and then went like this. That's not how this works. And I tried to explain why this was wrong. What is this? What are you doing here? And when I went to try and explain it, he was like, I don't understand. And I tried it again. He says, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I don't really care. This guy was like drawing comic books. I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember who it was. I know he's going to watch this later and go grrr at me. I'm like, listen, listen. Your stuff's problematic. I'm sorry to tell you, but your stuff is very problematic. And but if you're having fun with it, I don't want to stop that. And I don't want to take that away from you. If you're making comics, that's fabulous. You should do something artistic. But it is going to be way off, like severely off. So let me show you, because I did this shit for a living once. And if you don't want to, fine. Just know that it's wrong. I said what I said. If you want to rough out a drawing, let me even get rid of this shit at the top here for a minute. This word perspective. I'm going to show you this. This is not hard. They taught us this in grade school. And I know that side of my brain works. This kind of stuff I picked up on very quickly. And maybe it's just me. You're either right or left-brained, but I couldn't do math to save my life. I couldn't study. I have a terrible memory. Short-term memory is god-awful. But this kind of thing, when you showed me, I understood it right away and I loved it. It just absolutely fascinated me doing this. So imagine this is like your screen, your comic book page, or your TV screen, a movie screen, whatever it is. Okay, and we're going to draw a light line across here, and this is kind of a just a little straighter. It's this is kind of a ground level. And if you put this low, imagine the top parts, the bottom's the ground, the top part's the sky, right? You put it low, you're above and you're looking down. Unless you tilt the camera, which is something else I'll do. If I put it up here, now you're sort of at a bug's view. This is all the ground, and you're got a little bit of sky, but you're looking very low at it. Again, this is unless you have like you're tilting your camera. It's all to do on how you move the camera and how you move your head. But this is your horizon line. Whoops, that's way off here. 1 second. And it's because that was where the ground meets the sky. And we're going to put a box on this ground. And we're going to put it right in the center. We're going to go right into the middle of this box sitting on the ground. And I'm going to go through this really slowly and carefully here, all right? I'm going to probably over-explain this because I want this to be crystal clear. If somebody wants to come in and watch this at this point and wants to pick up on this, I want this understood. I'm going to do a full video on it. I'm going to be just as blunt because this is not hard. When you're outside and you're looking at things, you look down a street, you look down a set of train tracks, everything gets smaller as it goes into the distance. We know lines are parallel, right? We know streets are parallel. But when you're standing and you're following that street or set of train tracks out to the end, it disappears, and it disappears at the horizon point. We don't know that because there's trees and buildings and all this shit in the way, but say you lived in Saskatchewan and there's nothing to block your view. It's just earth. and there's one road and it goes right to the end, right out to the very distance. And that distance we're going to make here because this is where that road disappears. So we call this the vanishing point because it's the point in which everything vanishes, right? So if you have a road, it disappears at that point. Even if you have a house here, they follow to that point. Your telephone poles, they all follow to that point and then vanish at the vanishing point, right? But they're going to follow everything to that vanishing point. Exactly. You've been to Saskatchewan. I lived there. Funny story about that because shortly after I was born, very short. I was born in Quebec, but my folks were only there for a really, really short time. Actually, when I was born, they packed up and they immediately moved because my dad was in the service. He worked in the Air Force and he worked in radar. And so we moved around a lot. And there was some big military bases in Saskatchewan, believe it or not. And they sent us out to Saint-Terre, Alsace and then Saint-Terre. And I was only not even a month old, maybe 2 months at the most, and then we were shipped out. So we flew to Saskatchewan, a new place, and so at that point in my life, I'm starting to learn how to walk. Strangely, I learned to walk very early. And I'm weird that I can barely walk now. And I somehow figured out how to get out of the house. So my dad would be at work, and my mother would be in the house working or in the house doing some things. After I was born, she just kind of wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And she'd turn around, I'd be gone. She had no idea where I was. I'd open the door. She saw I'd open the door. You could see for miles, and she would panic because she couldn't find me. I knew my dad had taken me to the base, and I knew how to get to the base from our house. And I wanted to go see the dogs, the giant watchdogs. They'd find me at the base, surrounded by the dogs, licking my face. But yeah, you could lose something forever out there. So anyways, this is your vanishing point, and everything's going to go to that. All right. So let's draw that again. So let's draw these lines out. I'm just going to freehand it. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Be relatively straight. So this is going. We're going to have this line go right through. So it's going to look like a big X. But so imagine like if this road was reflected onto. Let me fix that one. This road is like reflected onto the sky like it was a big mirror, right? That's what you would see. Okay. And I'm going to add another layer at this point here. I'm just drawing. I'll show you why I'm adding another layer. If you're drawing this on a piece of paper, it's fine. You don't have to worry about that. We're going to draw a box. And the edges of those boxes, it's like a house or anything else. those edges are all going to fall. If it's straight in front of you, you're not angling the box, you're looking right into it and you're setting it straight in front of you, those edges of that box, even if they're parallel, we know they're parallel. If you look straight down, you can see it's parallel. Now you're sitting in front of you. You look into that box. The edges of those boxes will go towards that vanishing point. Right? If I've lost you anywhere, let me know. Because now off of this, we can start building the box. Because now we need the corners, the vertical edges of that box. And they should join straight up and down like this, right? Whoops. I'm just going to freehand it. I can, if I want on this program, you can use a ruler or something if you want. If I hit Shift, right? I've overlapped it a bit, but that's fine. Let's start where we're going to start where these lines intersect. And I know because they're not straight, this is going to match up. But we're drawing, you see I'm drawing it across. That's the bottom corner. And I'm drawing the back of the box. And this probably won't match up because this isn't perfect, but that's all right. It could be a crooked box. It's fine. It's crooked. That's all right. And you'll see why. All the rules still apply, even if the box is crooked. That's the back of the box. You should be able to see where this is going now. Right? I'm going to freehand this one. Now we're going to do the front corner of this box. And I'm drawing a few lines like this. These aren't straight, so this isn't matching perfectly. That's all. But let's face it, it's an old box sitting outside, and it's wet and it's wrinkly. But all this still follows the same rules. If you're looking into that box, right? And I'm going to darken these. Well, I've got the stabilization way up. That's all right. Exactly. I did this in school too, and you'd be surprised. They don't teach this anymore. And there's people out there who are doing artwork who don't know the first thing about this and understand why their stuff is wonky. And I learned this in public school before I knew I wanted to be an artist. Well, I kind of knew, but before I knew exactly which direction I was going to go. For a little while, I thought I'd be like a designer. But this is one-point perspective. So when you turn this off, this box is in perspective. These lines follow to that vanishing point. Now I want to turn this layer off for a minute and go back to this. You can shuffle that box around a little bit. Not too much. This is where video games were looking wonky for a long time, and it drove me batshit crazy. Exactly. Same here. Long before high school, grades like 2 and 3, they showed us this, right? So I can have a box down here. Let's make it a little lower on the page, down here. And it's the same thing. Oops. And I can freehand this, right? You can have a box just to the right, not too far, right or left, and it's the same thing. You can make the box tall and narrow. And you can kind of get away with it. Now the thing is, and you can have one up here, you can have it anywhere on the page, as long as all of these points go back to that vanishing point. You can't draw a box like this and then have it go like that, like he was doing. That's not how this works. It's wrong, and it's bad, and you should feel bad if you're drawing that way. Now, here's the thing. This box here on the right is moving to the right or left. As you start moving it over more and more, this fails. The perspective point then failed. It's fine if it's right in with your frame of reference. This is what video games used to do, and years ago, and their perspective was always really wonky, but they didn't care. People didn't care. They liked playing their games. But I knew I could look at it and went, why the fuck is that not flipping to 2 point? When you start moving that box over, like this one, say if it started moving this way, you turn your head, and now the front of that box starts angling like this. So you have 2 points. That box is turned, and I'm even going to get rid of that point here. Oops. Actually, let's just erase this all together. Because when you turn your head, your perspective changes on how you look at things, right? So let's do this horizon line again. We'll keep it centered for now because we're not going to go overly complicated. We'll do that later. As that box moves over, and then you turn your head, you're now looking at the corner of the box. The corner of it is closer to you. And the front and the sides are now in perspective disappearing. Now you've got two perspective points. So let's do that. Let's look at this box right on its corner like a house. And you're going to have 2 perspective points, one over here and one way over there. You can set these however you want, depending on how close or far away from the box is. However you want it, you can set those up however you'd like it. Right? It all depends on your placement on the page and the distance you want your viewer to be at. So I'm going to draw that corner of that box. Go right in the middle here. Be about that high. That's fine. Right? We're going to do the same thing again we did. And I'm freehanding it. Whoops. Try to freehand it. Because it will still work. It's wobbly, but that's okay. It's a wet box. You should be able to see where this is going. We're looking at this box straight on. Straight on, right? So all you have to do to close this off is do your other 2 horizontal lines like that, or vertical lines. There's your box right there. You can see it plain as day right in the middle, and it's perfectly in perspective. Raise your hand if you have any questions. This is super easy shit, and why full-grown adults don't get this is beyond me. I'd be a horrible teacher. God, people would hate me. If you wanted this to be transparent, or you're looking through one side of it, you connect these corners to the opposite perspective point. So this side here, these corners will connect to that vanishing point because you're looking at the opposite. And I don't even need to do it the whole way. It's just, right, let's say that side's open. Well, we'll do it, all right? Now, it begins to get a little bit muddy. Damn right, no chewing gum in my friggin' glass. Spit that crap out and pay attention. Right, and there. So you can have either side open, and right, if you wanted to. And so if I wanted to, I can darken this like this. This is the outside of it. Right, and let's, whoops, that's a little off there. Let's say, actually, because I was doing here, let's say this side I want it open. All I have to do is darken this. And you can see that's the inside of this box right here. And I can give it some shadow on the top and bottom, because that's the inside, right? Is that hard? Is it me? Like, is anyone else not getting this? Like, does that make sense? I would think that should be really straightforward. Now, if you have an open site, I'm going to start another one here. Let me close this one off. I'm going to do another one because it's just getting busy. It'll be faster. Well, hold on. Go to the eraser and let's just make it gigantic. Ooh, it's slow today. Computer is running slow. All right, there we go. We'll do this again. I've got stuff on my desk that's making me pull my hand up here. Crooked ground. All right, that's fine. If you have those two perspective points, and even if the ground's crooked or angled or something, that's fine. And let's say it's over a little bit to the right or left. All these rules still apply. I'm not going to make it that big. So it just means the box is turned to some degree. I can't do a straight line tonight. Good Lord. But watch what happens. What happens though? Ugh, can't do this tonight. Cheating a wee bit. You can use a ruler or a straight tool. That's fine. And see, it's a long structure here. Let's say it's a long box, just for fun. And it's narrow at this side, right? Let's say it's open on the wide side. Where these two cross, and even though I know it's not straight, that's okay. We'll fudge it a little bit, and you can do that. I've had to many times. Oh, it does meet up pretty good. That is where this line intersects. So now we're looking straight into the box, and if that's not very clear, I can turn this down to make it light. Whoops, that's... Let me get rid of that. 1 second. Okay. And I can do the inker. And then you can just outline and you can ink in your box. And then we're looking in the inside. I didn't have that corner connected. That's why it didn't meet. Look at that. Right? You can have a lot of fun with this. And you can make cities and buildings. Why did Siri just shut up, Siri? Stop that. Go away. You can make whole cityscapes and big complicated buildings just on this principle. There are times, I've knocked over the mic. Does everybody still hear me? There are times where you have to fudge the perspective. And it all has to do with the fact that when we stand outside and we look at structures and look at buildings, as stuff moves, you know, you look up and your head tilts and the plane moves as we tilt our head. And the perspective constantly changes. We turn our head back and forth. Everything changes. And so when you're working on a 2D surface, and you're trying to make things work and it starts to look a little off, it's because out of our corner of our eye, it's picking up structures on this side, and on corner eye is picking up structures on this side that are following their vanishing points. But as we stand back and take it all in, we're getting this wide, was it 90-degree vision? I forget what it is, right? So it's not exactly fisheye, but we don't realize that we're getting this warped perspective, but our brains go by this. It interprets it a certain way, and we're picking up, it puts everything together properly. But when you convey it on a 2D surface, there are times you are going to have to fudge your perspective. And as you put this into practice, you learn your rules first, right? You learn your rules first, and it's when you start understanding those rules, you know where you can bend them and where you can break them to make them work. If you want to be like Jackson Pollock or Salvador Dali, and I'll just warp everything, fine. Knock yourself out. Understand it's not working unless that's your intent, that you're making some warped universe that looks like it just dropped acid. That's what you're going to get. But if you want it to work, if you want your perspective and your buildings to work, you follow the basic rules, right? There is a 3-point perspective. I can do that really quick. I'm just going to clear the sheet and start a new one. I can do 3-point really quick. What's going on? Oh, yeah, no, don't save. I think what frustrates me is when people, I don't care how old you are, how long you've been doing something. If you're being taught something that is meant to make you think, and you're learning something new, that is right, that is tried and true and is real, and we know has worked, and what, you know, in the art world, it's something that artists have all done. And you choose to say, no, I'm going to do it my way. And students do this, paying students in college and university who don't want to listen to their professor, who are trying to explain something, or their instructor, teacher, whatever it is, because they want to do it their own creative way. Why the hell are you even in school then? Stop wasting your money and time. If you came here to learn. If not, get out. Otherwise, you're going to follow this, right? 3-point, you're looking down. So let's put the horizon line down here. This is the Superman view. And it's the same idea. You've got 2 points. And actually, sorry, my mistake. Let's do it up here. Let's do it up top. Sorry, I just heard something. Okay. Sorry. So that'll give you something else kind of funky. Let me just go with the basics right now, not try to be fancy. So no, we'll start in the middle. We'll do it with the way we've been doing, because otherwise we're just going off into something else that people just aren't really ready for. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's start with the basics. Right. What is this, people? What is this called? It's on the quiz. It's your horizon line. And these are your what? Little dots. Your vanishing points. Pay attention. Let's put one at the bottom. Just for shits and giggles. 3-point perspective, so let's put it down there. to draw a line up from there. And let's say this building is only this high. I'm going to be looking at the roof. The roof. But this is another vanishing point. It's a pretty tall friggin' building. Oh, this is I'm doing with the inker. Oh, shit. Okay. Now, it gets really tight here at the top, right? As we're crossing like this. Now you can see kind of what's happening. And we want to get to the base of the building here because it's disappearing into the earth, but the ground has a stopping point, which the building's built off of. So let's just pick this here. And now you have this sort of warped perspective of looking down. This, there's 3 and 4 point perspective. You learn where to use them and how to use them. It gets into kind of this warped perspective that I was explaining before. And it is kind of a funny, wonky thing when you start getting into it. Again, it has to do with, as I said, when your head tilts up and down and you move and you look at things over the corner of your eye, and perspective is changing, it's moving. You don't realize it is because your brain's putting everything together and making it this full 3-dimensional world. But the perspective is getting wonky, and that's where we have to take things into account when we do this sort of thing, right? So that is kind of basically it for basic 1 and 2 point perspective. There's even other ways. Here, let's clear this. Let's just delete this layer. There's ways of you're drawing the desert and you're out there riding a horse with no name, and you're going down this really long path, and there's telephone poles. There's ways to figure out the exact distance of these telephone poles, and I've done that in a previous video. You can eye it, and I've done that before. But if you want to make them exact perfectly, I'd have to do a video in and of itself to explain how we learn how to do this properly. And I know it's in one of my older videos. If you go in and you punch in perspective in the search, that's only on desktop. It's not on mobiles for some stupid reason. I don't know why they don't have the channel search. Not the YouTube search, but the channel search. There's a channel search if you're looking for something specific in a channel. It's on the desktop versions. But if you have the app for the iPhone or iPad or whatever else, it doesn't have that. I don't know why. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Let's say you have a tile floor. And all of these, but this is the edge of a cupboard, but your vanishing point is way up here, but this is the edge of, say, some cupboards, and you're down at a floor view, and you have a, let's say you're doing a cartoon, and there's a cat, or you're drawing a cat and a mouse, and there's this tile floor. And you want to figure out how far apart these lines are, right? The video, and I'm going to put that in a whole separate video. It'll explain it's the same principle as if you have telephone poles, how to make them the exact correct distance so you don't wind up with this kind of thing and freehanding it, unless you want that. And that is out there. Those are these kind of weird, wonky cartoons. But especially if you're a young person, you actually want to get into the industry, and you want to do that right. You want to get into more realism and literalism. and you want it to look proper, that's not going to cut it. Right? They will throw you out. People will point at you and laugh at you. I'll tell you you're a crap artist because you are. So terrible. Like, oh my God. Anyways, that's it. Any questions? I'm just going to leave it there for this. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm going to be for a while. Because my system is buggered up. And I don't know where this day went. Like, the days are just getting shorter and shorter. I went out for like about an hour and a half. I picked up a few groceries. I picked up, I had to go over to the Y to get something from a coworker. And I came back and I made a bit of dinner, nothing complicated. And actually, at the Y, there was some sort of event, and they had brought in a whole bunch. There was it's racquetball. It was the racquetball tournament was going on. It had piles of food, and they were going to throw it out. And my coworker and friend of mine and ex-roommate and all that, he was like, texted me. He was like, "There's all this food. There's like all this stuff. Do you want me to send it aside?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't throw it out." It says, "Oh, it's not that far. It's a 12-minute walk. I'll come over and pick it up after I go to the grocery store." So all these little packages of fries. Somebody else already took all the hamburgers. I guess one of the coworkers took like a dozen hamburgers. So, and there was some veggie burgers because I don't generally eat meat for the most part. You know, I can't eat most dairy unless there's small amounts of it in a pastry or something. I can kind of eat it, but heavy dairy I can't eat. Anyways, but there are all these fries and everything left, and so we all kind of divided them up, and they were just small. They were from Wendy's, I think, and I just got like 4 smalls, and I just brought them home and I reheated them. You ever like taken fries, instead of like putting them in a toaster oven or just microwaving them, which turns them into slime? I actually put them on a frying pan. They were already greasy. I didn't add anything to it. I added a little bit of garlic powder to them, actually, which is really good. And then I just pan fried them. Just keep them moving on the pan so they don't burn. And it actually reheats them really well. I'd rather do that than microwave them. So, and it burns away some of the grease as well off them. So I did that. French fries for dinner. But I'm still actually kind of hungry. So anyways, that's kind of it for tonight. What time did I start? I think I started at 11:30. Oh, all right. Okay, I can wait a few minutes. I was going to wrap up shortly, but I'll go do your thing. Actually, I'm like, you know what? Hold on here. You go do your thing. I'm going to run another short ad. I'm going to get a drink of water because I can find them. And I know I've got 3 viewers here, I think. But I will be right back. These are short, these are cute, these are funny. Stick around, watch, be entertained. Right back.
Now, Godzilla!
Godzilla! You can pretend Godzilla turns a mighty castle into a pile of sand.
Go do it, Godzilla!
You control Godzilla's ugly tongue. You can make him stomp, pound his tail, pretending he strikes it all in his way. You can launch Godzilla's claw for the final blow.
We did it!
What will Godzilla do next? It's up to you. Godzilla with a claw that launches, some assembly required, from the Shogun Warrior Collection by Mattel.
Oh, that thing's short. I need to do longer versions of that. I have that thing still. I got it in 1979 for my birthday. My folks got it for me because I pestered the hell out of them, and I wanted that thing so bad because I'm this huge Godzilla fan. And I was so excited when I got that. I find that ad kind of makes me laugh, actually, because it says you control his ugly tongue. And I don't think that was supposed to be a tongue, because when you look at it, it's flames. So either the tongue is supposed to be fiery, a fiery flaming tongue, or it was supposed to be fire coming out of his mouth. You pull the red lever on the back of his neck and it comes out. And which is funny, because I used to kind of laugh whenever they did that. The same with the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. He had fire breath. It was flame, red flame. But the movies at the time, it was always bluish white, because he was supposed to be atomic and he wasn't breathing fire, he was breathing radiation. It started as that in the original movies. If you see it, it's a mist. And then consequent movies after that, it became more of a ray, a nuclear ray, which it turned into. And it says some assembly required. It's just the tail. The tail actually twists and comes off. So pop it on. I love that thing, and I still have it. I kept it to this day. It's just, it's in storage, and I hope to get it out and maybe put it on display somewhere, which I might try and do this week, depending on how things go. I have to get some things out of storage this week too. I have like half my life in storage, and I can't be doing that anymore. It's getting too expensive. Which is why I need to make money on this damn thing. So who's all watching? Here, let me run my ticker again for a moment. I know I've got at least, I know Kevin's there. Who else is watching? Is Zach or Terry? I know Terry comes in. She pops in for a few minutes and says hi, but I don't think she stayed too long, because I get too rambly at the beginning. And Zach was probably late for Zach, because I know he works a lot, so he probably couldn't stay. But please say hello if you're there. I would appreciate it. I don't know who's watching. But I'm going to turn in shortly. I'm going to get a little bit of a snack, and then I want to do a couple of things. I still need to finish editing the video that I'm going to have posted next week. It's on. The video is. I can tell you up front. That's fine. There's. You know, I was going to give a crap. It's about choosing a tablet. And when buying a tablet, things to keep in mind when buying one. So I talk about the 3 basic kinds of tablets, and some of the pitfalls and that, like things to keep an eye on, think about when you're buying them. Because certainly we want they're expensive, those things, and sometimes we try to go cheap, sometimes we try to go expensive, and things happen. Things happen sometimes, especially even when you spend a lot of money on one. Things can suddenly crap out on you when your tablet stops working, and customer service can be shitty sometimes, and their only answer can sometimes be just buy another tablet. This is an XP pen. I will never buy another XP pen again for as long as I live. Is there anyone else live on TikTok? Yeah, XP Pen's awful for their customer service. Just terrible. So that's kind of what that's about. And your warranty. Get the extended warranties on things. If you can save up the money and flip the bill just for the peace of mind, even get your warranties on tablets, because when they go, that's a cheap big chunk of money. That was, I did get them like on sale, but the XP Pen, things like XP Pen and Huion and even Wacom, they will have these big sales through the year. You want to wait for those sales and grab them when they have the reduced price. And I got this one. It was the second generation, the 22-inch second gen. I had the first one. I had one before, and I didn't realize the one that I got before was actually a pro model, but it was older. It was a 2017, 2018 model that I was getting. It was already a couple of years old when I got it, almost 2020, I think. It was 2018 or 2019, I think 2018 even. I got it shortly after I moved here. It was a nice 22-inch glass tablet, big thick thing, glass cover. It didn't have the laminated cover on it. It was glass, but really nice machine, and it's still working today because my roommate ended up buying it. After 2 years, they come out with the second gen, and I thought, oh, okay, the second gen, it has tilt capabilities that make different, changes your line when you go to tilt. Like some of them, they as opposed, yeah, see like this, you put on an angle, you get a wider thing, then you tilt it straight, you get that. So it has tilt capabilities, which the previous one didn't. Oops. And I went, cool, hi Kevin, welcome back. So I thought, cool, I'll get the new one. My roommate was looking to buy one, sell him the old one. He gave me like an extra $100 a month for 5 months. Bought it, fine. And I bought the new one. I bought the new 22, the new second gen. But even though it was second gen, it wasn't the pro model. It was the regular model. And I had somebody tell me, say, always save up and get the pro models. They're more durable and they last longer. Oh, I'm trying to save some money here, but you know, it's fine. This one's working fine. Wouldn't you know it, crapped out. Went to sit down, turn it on, blink, just went black. No noise, no pop, nothing. Just went out. Played around with the power, tried to get it. Nothing. Got nothing out of it. I was so mad. Tried to contact XP Pen. Their head office, it goes to an office in LA and then gets forwarded to their office in China. So we were playing tag back and forth like this over several days, trying to explain, and they wanted me to send some information. What happened? When did you buy it? And I gave them the date, and they were like, oh, the warranty's over. It had just passed the warranty date by like 4 weeks, like not quite a month. Just past it. Can't do anything. I tried to ask him, like, why did it do this? What else can I do? Like, is there something I can do to prevent this? Like, what can I get it fixed? What's the procedure? What can I do? Like, help me out. Nothing. Radio silence. They just said, we can give you a deal on a new one. I was pissed. I was angry. I was like really mad at them, and I let them know. But they wouldn't do it. They never addressed any of my questions. None of it. Nothing. They did offer, and I had work I was in the middle of doing. I had like a couple of commission jobs at the time. I was like, I need another tablet, and I can't switch over to the iPad. This has to be done on the main tablet. So they did give me like something like 50% off the 22-inch, and it was an older model. It was already coming down in price, and it was bigger than mine. It was bigger than the 20, like 2 inches bigger than the 22-inch. So I got a bigger tablet, but it was a little bit older, and they were already coming down. So it would cost me like $400, I think. I had to do it. I had to get it. I thought maybe I'll get this for now, and I'll see what can be done about the 22-inch. Maybe somebody can fix it. Somebody can do something. I still have it in the box. Still doesn't work. Still doesn't come on. I got it, but I told them I'd never buy another product from them ever again for their crappy customer service. The 22-inch I've got, and I have already tried taking it. I paid $25 to take it to a place and have them assess it, only to have them tell me, like, this is a drawing tablet, and it's obviously something on the motherboard that's gone. The power connector's gone, but we can't get the parts to fix it. Like this, it takes really specific parts, and we can't replace it. So I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's somebody that will buy these up for parts, even cheap, even if it's like $50 or something they can give me. Because I don't know what else to do with it. It's just sitting here in my place and gathering dust, and and every time I look at it, it gets me mad. So yeah. Now, the aggravating thing, this 24-inch that I've got started acting wonky. For a little while, it would every once in a while blink out for just half a second. For like a second, it would go black. But it would cause what I'm drawing on, the program, to move over to the other screen and then come back. So it fucking threw me off. It was doing about every few minutes. It would do that. And Clip Studio Paint would look a bit funny. Sometimes I'd have to restart it because something in the program just looked weird on the screen. And I wrote to them, I says, look, I'm having trouble with this. I just got, again, right after the warranty ended, within a few weeks after the warranty, again. So I'm like, your products are only lasting as long as your warranty. And again, they weren't really addressing. They said, it sounds like something to do with the USB connector, but we can sell you another one if you want. Like, I wrote them back. I says, that's your only solution again. I says, this is not speaking well for your build quality if they're crapping out. I says, this is the second time this has happened. And if your build quality is that garbage that they crap out right after the warranty, they last 2 years and that's it. Like, I have friends that are using tablets for years and years and years, and yours barely lasts longer than the warranty. So that doesn't say much for your build quality, and I will not buy another product from you ever again. I told them that right in the email. So now the 24-inch, go figure. They said it's the USB. I played around with different USB cords, and I literally did the old-fashioned thing and just blew in the. Maybe it's dust, maybe it's something. Touch wood, it's been fine. It's not blinking out. It's not. Clip Studio's working really good. Touch wood, that stays like that. Yeah, I'm just carrying this for as long as I can because I know one day it's gonna fry. Something's gonna happen to it, and I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Like, I can't afford another one right now. I don't want to go with XP Pen. I could go with Gammon, I think they're called. They have these weird names for their products. Wacom is super expensive. They're the most expensive brand. You want a big, expensive brand, but you get the good customer service with it, though. Wacom is the big brand name. Next under Wacom, long way down, is Huion. Huion makes really good stuff. I like Huion. I know I've heard people have had some issues with them too. I don't know, but most people seem to be really happy with Huion. As far as price-wise, and a little bit under that, is XP Pen. And on my channel, I have a little short. It's a short where I'm just angry about what's going on with XP Pen. And I tagged XP Pen in it and showed that I was pissed. And I don't think they won't say anything. But man, that thing has so many views. So many. And I don't know why that random short has like thousands of views. The rest of my videos don't get hardly anything, but that one I get piles of views. And but I mentioned it, and I forget where I was going with this now. Damn it, I got thrown off. But yeah, I put it up there when it crapped out because I kind of wanted to give the attention to XP Pen, but I'm not going to buy XP Pen again. I said that right in there. I'm not buying another one again. Gammon is cheaper. Gammon drops really cheap. I don't know maybe what their prices are like. Sorry, not the prices. I don't know what the quality is like, or if anybody's had any issues with them, because I can't afford a Huion right now, and I can't afford. I'm not in that position, so I need this XP Pen to last me as long as possible. Oh, that was a long explanation. I'm sorry. The one for Katie. Yeah, it is. That's so I'm not going to be doing anything online with that because I kind of want that to be a surprise. So there won't be any drawing tutorials or anything using that one. There's 3 things I'm working on, and I'm not going to be doing any tutorials or nothing on them. I'm just going to spring that in part of my t-shirt collection when eventually my website goes up. Here's a hard thing I'm running into as far as like my time wise, because I want to make videos. I work part-time. My work tends to like to screw me over and call me in all the time because people can't show up for their shifts and I end up having to go in. So as an artist and wanting to do YouTube, you need both time to make art and to shoot and edit videos. There's only so many hours in a day. So it's hard to, this is why I haven't been able to do any commission jobs lately, to find the time to go to your job, draw, do art, and make videos about doing art. It's hard to, you can't do all that sometimes. That's why I only want to do like 1 video a week, and I can't make them complicated videos. But I don't also do commission jobs. I don't put on camera. I don't do on video because these are jobs that people are paying me for. So, oh, you're heading, oh, okay. For some reason I thought you were already home. All right. I'm going to be wrapping up soon anyways, so I think I'm going to be ending. Hold on here 1 second. Yeah, so when doing jobs, I don't like to do commission jobs on demos on screen because it's just feels a bit rude, and if somebody's, it's a private job and I don't like to do that online. So if I'm doing something on camera, it's just kind of for fun and or for the demonstration that I'm doing, right? So hey, it's Jim. How you doing, Jim? I'm actually been on for a while. I've been on for almost 2 hours, and I'm going to be wrapping up pretty soon. But I just did kind of this long perspective demo, and I think one day I'm going to do a video about that. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of reworking with my channel here actually pretty soon. I need to kind of rethink how I'm doing things on it. How are things going with you? I'm just doing this silly drawing here. So before I wrap, any thoughts about using dreams? Paul, Kevin, and I are going to huddle in a couple of weeks. Oh, for using dreams? Yes. Again, it comes down to the whole thing of time. What kind of time I'm allowed. And but yeah, I definitely want to get into it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the second version of that to come out. I am going to start doing a bit of work with it. I want to play around with it a bit more, but I know the second version has like a lot of big changes coming to it. And so I've been trying to follow on that. I thought it was going to be released already, but apparently it's still not ready yet. So it's but yeah, I want to start practicing with that. I picked up this book. I want to do some book reviews pretty soon too. I have like about 4 or 5 animation books. I just added another one Oops, there we go. The animation book by Tom White, who's a British animator. And I have a couple of others. I'm also looking for the Animator Survival Kit too. So I want to, although I think the information in that is probably going to be the same as everything else. I just kind of wanted to get this book collection to do reviews on it. So what's this huddle you're talking about, Jim? What do you mean you're going to be doing a huddle? Are you going to have like a stream or like a private stream where you're going to use Procreate, talk about it, or what's in the works? Oops. To learn dreams. Okay, all right. Are you guys just kind of going over it together, or do they want to learn it? Like, are you doing a teaching session with it? Because I know you do a lot of animation. I had it, I was really learning it. I was really going through it and learning a lot about it. And sure, yeah, just as long as I'm not working, thanks. So I appreciate it. As long as I don't have to work on that night, so it depends on when it is. Paul knows that Kevin and I are students. Oh, all right, okay. I was really coming along with it, and I've forgotten just about everything now. I have on video, and if you want, I'll talk to Paul. I downloaded it. Aaron Blaze did a full, I got it when he was selling it for $1. He does like a full coverage of how it works. And some things have changed a bit now. There's been some updates since he's done that. But he does have the full course. It's like an hour long. And I don't know if it was downloaded or I just have the download or I just have the link that I can to see it online. But maybe I can maybe give that to Paul. Maybe I can play it somehow in the stream. But so if I'm there, I can bring that up as well, because he does a really nice coverage of all of that. Unless that's what Paul's been using already. Maybe he has that already. I'm not sure if you've seen Aaron Blaze. He did this little cartoon of a penguin that wanted to fly, and these seagulls come down, and it's a little short film, and they come down, they grab him, they pick him up, and they help him fly. And it's a really cute short. And he did it all in Procreate Dreams, and he started it before they released it, because he got an early copy of it. They wanted like a review of it, so he got an early copy of it, and he had to keep it really secret. And he worked on it before the release of it, so that he could have this course to show people on how it works. And it's quite thorough. But I'll mention it to Paul. I'll tell him I was talking to you, and we can. But apparently there's going to be like some massive updates to it. I know for one thing that's coming is they're going to be adding the lasso tool is going to be able to be used on that. I've seen some reviews online, some people comparing them with different programs. And some people are kind of hard on it. Yes, exactly. That's the nice thing with it. You once you have it, you have it. Even the updates, all the updates are free. And it's going to be the same, I think, with version 2. This says if you have it, version 2 is going to be free. So I'm looking forward to when version 2 comes out. What was I going to ask? Shit. Oh, I know some people have done reviews. Like if you go online and you look at some people's reviews, and they compare some of the iPad programs for doing animation. I don't know, that people are kind of hard on it. They give it some mixed reviews, and but they love the potential, and they like the fact that, as you said, it is free. But they praised, was it ToonSquid? I don't know. A lot of them praised ToonSquid and thought it was still a better program for whatever reason. This is depending on how you like to work. But considering that Dreams just started and what they have in plans for that, and with what's coming, they said it could soon completely outdo ToonSquid. And this is if they keep going with this thing and keep it's driving me nuts. They stay on top of it and keep improving it. Listen to what people want. There's like loads of potential for this thing. So I'm excited for it. I really want to use it, and I really want to. Because I've played a little bit around with Procreate's basic animation. I think I did like I tried to do like a dog talking or something. One of them. Right, he did a head turn. I'm just rolling along here with this thing. But yeah, as long as they keep it. I'm a little concerned for Affinity at the moment. Affinity is a pay only once program. The only thing is if you buy, there's a desktop and an iPad version for each. They have 3 programs, and there is a version for both the desktop and the iPad. And you can you pay only once, but you do have to pay for them separately. So if I own the desktop version, that doesn't mean it carries over to the iPad. You have to buy the iPad one separately. So I have Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. I have both of those for both the iPad and the desktop. I haven't used the iPad version yet. I really should sometime, just since I paid for the damn thing. Got them on sale on the Black Friday sale or whatever, right? So, but I'm not sure if Canva bought them or they just merged with Canva. I think Canva bought them. And everybody flipped because they said, listen, we just left Adobe and came over to Affinity because you pay only once with Affinity. So don't go screwing us on this and start a monthly or yearly thing for us. Is because we will. This is going to look really bad for you, and we will drop you. And people have blatantly threatened that, and like, yeah, I Oops, hold on. Merge those down. I goofed on that. So yeah, they start charging for that, and we're out. Don't think I can. Yeah, that's a problem. I don't know what got me drawing this. I don't know. I just was kind of doodling a bit and started drawing this silly dragon. I've been drawing like a lot of silly dragons lately again for some reason. I get on this silly kick where I draw like these funny, silly, goofy dragons. I'm kind of curious, Jim, if you're still there. I remember a while back we were having this chat with Adam, and he was looking at one of these AI programs to do the animation for him. So you punched it into whatever program he was looking at, and you gave it the instructions, and it just kind of it took your drawing, but it moved it for you. So we were still doing the initial drawing, but the animation was kind of being done for it. And I wasn't overly big on it right away. I'm still not completely sold on it, but I'm not completely closed off to it either. It would have to be able to do certain things I would need it to do. But are you still looking at that, or is that still? I know it costs money. That's the only thing, is it's kind of expensive. I do have a lot of issues with AI, though. So drawing at 100%, that's good. And it's kind of interesting, but something about it I don't fully trust yet. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. I think when it starts taking away some of the craftsmanship, I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. I've started this thing that I was going to turn in, and then I started on this silly drawing. Might be an AI animation might be a one-day thing, but not in the foreseeable future for me. Unless it was some kind of huge jump. Yeah, give it time. I think I have a weird feeling that one day it's going to do more than we want it to. I'm just not, I don't know, not big on it yet. I know Adam seemed really sold on it, and I was like, So one thing I don't understand is I'm using a tablet like this, and he felt that was cheating because I'm not doing it by hand. But yet he was using AI, but was kind of okay with that. And I'm like, I'm not following this here. Right, I'm like, shit. I'm just filling in the gaps here. This silly thing. Oh, I missed a spot. I don't like doing completely white teeth. I need to start doing some like Halloween themed stuff pretty soon. Eventually, when I start doing these lives, I'm going to start doing some things like this, and I'm going to be offering prints for them, so that I can at least take the work, and then if people want it, maybe I can offer to do it on a shirt or make it available for like a limited time in the on I don't know, like Printify or something like that, and then have it listed up in the store. I'm gonna get that started soon too. And I also have my my other channel, which is Life with Phil. And I want to get over there and start doing a few things. I'm going to be doing some different kinds of live streams there. I might be doing my like I'll be doing my little walks around Burlington, and I might put that up there. Plus, we're doing our little we're doing sort of our extended Star Trek conversations. Because I'm going to end up missing out on the Monday shows. I wasn't kind of too happy about that, so. Still got a couple of people watching me here. I am going to be probably turning in very, very soon, though. I think I'll just kind of finish up with this. Let's see the darker. I guess I'll, I don't know. Kind of watch a little bit of news, do a little bit of been playing solitaire a bit lately. Kind of to break the monotony of things. Oh, thanks, Kevin. I just want to say that I appreciate it. This is just doodling. Anyway, so yeah, so I made him really toothy on this one. But it is getting up close to 2 a.m. I hope the sound is still coming through okay. So one thing I noticed, this has already burned through half the battery power for this. I don't know if it sounds any better with the little fuzzy mouse on it. I hope it does, because the last one, when I went and played that back, I thought, wow, that sounds hideous. And I want to start using this. I want to use these for any future videos, because I thought the sound quality would be better on this than on this. Although I have Final Cut Pro, so I just end up adjusting the audio afterwards. So that was it. I talked about the future of my channel, and I'm going to be reworking things. I need to start formalizing the content a bit more and making it more streamlined and have a little more direction with it, so I know what I'm doing with this channel. And I need to start laying things out and tell my boss to stop calling me in when people are sick, because I just can't keep doing that. Because I need to start pushing through any kind of roadblocks that start coming up, because it's just been getting too much. I was talking about the fact that I'm only at 230 subscribers. I'm not even a quarter of the way yet to making it to 1,000. I'm not even halfway to 500. So you can't do, what's it called? She covers eyes. Super chats. But, as I discovered, I am using Talk Studio, which is through Streamlabs, and Streamlabs has a tip jar, and that can actually pop up on the screen. Will that actually work if I did it now? Pops up where my face is right now, so let's switch this to the other side. I would just see this really quick. I don't know if I can do this after or not. I think it's apps. There's a tip goal. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So do you have to set a goal first and then they give it to you? Is that it? I can't tell that's on screen or if that's just... Well, I'm going to check something really quick before I turn in here. Because I clicked on it, I would see tip goal pop up, but I don't know if that's it or not. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's your alert box. Chat box, does that work? Oh, I have to do the settings on these. Oh, I see, I can do that, but I can already see it. But that way it shows up on screen if other people want to play it. I want to do that, so all right. Donation settings. I thought I already had that. Tip settings. I should make it Canadian. All right, they're saved, but then design, save changes. Has been copied. Oh, so do you put it in this? Just ignore this. Don't have to please don't do anything with this yet. This is just a test here, real quick. Play the game Oh, I'll tell you honestly, the reason I play solitaire is because they're short games. I can't get into those big. I'm not a gamer, to be honest with you, and they're just too they're just too involved, and I can't do I've done something like that before. First of all, I'm terrible at them. I'm absolutely terrible at those kinds of games. And I also can't keep up with other players. If I'm at the same time on the same screen, I'm terrible at that. I can't it's hard to explain. I can't follow along with people. I'm really horrible. But things like, if I do like solitaire or mahjong or anything like that, I can, they're quick. And I can even get people involved. Like, which card should I play? Tell me what card to move. Oh, will it be, I win, will I lose? I can kind of do that and have fun with it. But those big kind of, those fighting games, and lousy at it. And I find them very time consuming. You can spend like about 3 hours at one of those when I should be drawing. I should be doing more drawing, so that's why I usually kind of don't end up playing them. And solitaire and mahjong are only a few minutes, right? Oh, excuse me. I think I'm actually hungry again. I want to get a snack. I'm going to eat myself to death, I swear. I'm going to call it here for the night, though. But thank you, though, for joining in, and thank you for chatting. And I'm going to go kind of maybe watch somebody on TikTok or something, and you can watch Dr. Chad or something for a while. See him, and I'm going to maybe get a little bun with some peanut butter and brush my teeth and lie in bed, and I might play a little solitaire on the iPad. Like I said, I think we've covered everything tonight. I covered what I'm doing with my channel. Books, I'm going to be doing videos on books, streamlining my channel. I talked about perspective, doing proper perspective, and go watch the entire Unicornian series. Oh, okay. I'll have a look at that. Is it on YouTube? I'll go have a look. But thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim, and thanks, Kevin, for settling in, or for sitting in. And I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll have a live up. I'm hoping to have a video posted Monday. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. That's right. Yes. Oh, you can tell I'm tired. I have a video coming hopefully Monday, provided crap doesn't hit the fan, and Wednesday night I will have another stream. Wednesdays and Saturdays are my streaming nights from now on. So yeah, I'll still go have a look though, for sure. Go check out Unicornians on Jim's channel, and we'll see you all next time in the future.